What'd you do this weekend?
I don't know if I wanted to get into it right away, but might as well.
I mean, I can tell you what I did.
Yeah, let's go through your weekend.
All right. So Thursday, I leave town. Me and my roommate, we go drive to LA, which is about a 3-hour drive from where we're at now. Crash with her sister and her sister's boyfriend. Very, very cool people. Like them a lot. We go to this diner, right? And in the diner, it's like pretty late. It's probably like close to midnight, if not just after midnight when we get there. And in the diner, there is like our waitress. She's pretty cute, and I feel like she's kind of like giving me a vibe. So at the end of the meal, I just ask her like, "Hi," I just ask her like, "What was your name again?" And she goes, "Jesse." And I was like, "Jesse, I'm Cam. Nice to meet you." And she goes, "Jesse and Cam." And I was like,
Oh, wow.
Look at us, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, like when a pretty girl flirts with you, it's just like you're walking on air for a little while. I walked out of the diner and like I'm just feeling good. And I look over. I just look over and my what the fuck? My roommate, she's just like, I love it when like he talks to girls because I'm usually like hanging out with him and I'll just look at them like I'm an angry girlfriend.
Oh, come on. She's putting your life on difficult mode.
Yeah, I just think it's
in a funny way.
I kind of need that though. I need somebody to pray against me or pray on my downfall.
Yeah.
I need an adversary.
Do you feel like you perform better under pressure in life, or do you feel like you crumble?
I feel like I only perform under pressure because I was like such a what is the word? Somebody who doesn't do something until the last minute.
Oh, procrastinator?
I was such a procrastinator growing up that like they would tell me, "All right, you have a 10-page paper due at the end of the month." And I'd be like, "Cool. I have 3.5 weeks before I have to start on this paper."
Before I have to think about it.
Yeah. And then like it's Wednesday, the paper's due on Friday, and I'm like, "What am I doing?"
Oh my god, dude. But it gets done.
It gets done. I do some of my best work under pressure. And by that, I mean, I don't work until I'm under the gun. Anyway, Thursday goes by. Friday, we drive to San Diego, another 2 hours away, and we go to this this show. It's called the Wax Bodega Tour. A bunch of pop punk bands, a bunch of emo bands. Super duper dope. We're like real close to the front, and I am just getting my ass beat from the mosh pit that has formed literally around me.
Everyone's look at him. Everyone's pointing at you.
Get him!
What would I get into? Yeah.
That was cool. Saturday night, drive back to LA, another 2-hour drive. So at this point over the weekend, I've drove like maybe 6 hours between me and my roommate.
Oh wow.
Over the last 2 days. And we get back to LA, get back to her sister's place, and my roommate says, "I want to go to an after hours rave." And our friend is like, "You know, I know somebody who's performing, but she doesn't go on until 3. And it starts at 1." So I'm like, 1 in the fucking morning it starts and she doesn't go on until 3?
What the hell?
We show up.
It's
in like a back alley, like downtown LA. And we go in and it's just like the total stereotype, and people are fucking going crazy. And I walk in and I'm like, man, this is kind of cool, but this is not really the scene I find myself in. Cut to me 5 minutes later, just
in it. just fully in the moment.
Shit. Hang on. That was Saturday night. Sunday. What did we do Sunday? I think we just got a cup of coffee and got some like Korean food or something. But yeah, that was my weekend.
Sounds eventful.
It was, man. It was fun.
Dude, maybe that's what's giving you the fog. The fog brain is just like being in a car that long, you know? It kind of just numbs your mind because you kind of turn it off sometimes,
Yeah.
you know?
I have a bad habit of falling asleep while driving too.
Yeah, that's probably the worst habit to have, to be honest.
I hate it, dude. It's scary. I
Yeah.
just get like, especially in California where there's like just long stretches of freeway. I
Mhm.
guess that's everywhere. But like I'll be driving on I-5 and it's just like nothing but road. And I'm just like looking at the road. I'm getting that highway hypnotism. And
Mhm.
I was driving one time with a friend of mine in the back seat right behind me.
Oh
It was
god.
super late. We were like heading back from out of town. And I'm just like dozing off. And my car starts veering off and it's hitting those like undulations, you know, the
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah, and I'm still sleeping, and he like has to physically grab my shoulders and like shake me
Oh
because
my
I just fell
god.
asleep. Yeah, dude, I can't tell you how many times that is. I could probably tell you. It's probably like 4 times.
Every day on the way home from
Yeah.
work. That's on dude, from his perspective, you're just like vibing, and then the driver of your car is
No,
unconscious.
which
Like,
is crazy too because he couldn't see my. He's sitting behind me, so
yeah, so
it
it's just
wasn't until yeah, exactly.
until you're like fully over, and he's like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god," the car is just, yeah, dude. I
You ever
mean,
fall asleep while driving?
almost. Well, in college, when I had basketball practice at like 6 a.m., I had to drive an
Yeah.
hour. And so I had to be up at 4:30 in the morning to make practice. And dude, some of those drives there were just brutal because like it's that type of sleepiness where it's just like you're I don't even know how to explain it, but like it hurts to be awake. Like
Yeah, yeah,
it's not even just like oh, I'm sleepy and you kind of fight
yeah.
through it. It's just like this is agony.
Like your body is shutting down essential functions.
Yeah, and those drives were the worst, and I only had to do it for, like, a couple months, but that was probably the closest I've ever been to, like, falling asleep. But speaking of this weekend, I I think you're gonna be excited because I found out the meaning of what it's like to be drift compatible, and I watched Pacific Rim.
Dude, are you fucking serious?
I'm
I
dead
watched
serious.
Pacific Rim this weekend.
Wait, really?
I'm not kidding. Yes,
We
I
didn't even
did.
talk about it.
I watched Pacific Rim with my roommate's sister's boyfriend, and he was like, "Dude, this movie's fucking awesome." I was like,
What?
"Right?
Dude, that is what are the chances?
What day did you watch it?" I watched it on Sunday.
I did too.
Yeah, drift compatible, man. I'm telling you,
Maybe we are drift compatible.
dude. So what do you think? Break down the movie for me.
I'll keep it kind of quick just because in my opinion, I think the movie breakdowns should be like a fun Patreon thing we do in the future or something. Because the podcast to me at its core is just like us just basically talking about nothing, like like what is real estate.
Real estate is
Uh,
such bullshit.
but obviously I still enjoy films and stuff. But my review of Pacific Rim, to me, it felt like, oh, this is gonna come off so bad. It feels like Marvel did it right in a way.
Like a good Marvel movie.
I didn't want to say that exactly, but pretty much because I don't know. I just thought that like Charlie Day did such a great job. I thought the action was sick. I mean,
Yeah.
it was. I mean, it was just like a bro movie, but made by a guy. Speaking of Guillermo, oh my
Yeah,
god,
Guillermo
Del
del
Toro.
Toro, man.
Yeah, that dude he cooked because I
Yeah.
was like, because I heard good things about him, and I think that was maybe the first movie I ever saw about him. And after I watched it, I was like, oh, like I get it. You know,
Uh-huh.
like Pacific Rim looked like a movie that it took like 15 years to make. I was like,
You
dude,
didn't watch
this
Hellboy?
no,
You never watched those movies?
maybe like pieces if it was on the TV, but like, I mean,
Yeah.
you looked at my letterbox list of watch lists. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I look like somebody who was literally born yesterday.
It looks like you were like born in the 40s and put in like a cryogenic sleep chamber, and
Yeah.
then you woke up like 2 years ago, and now you're trying to catch up on pop culture.
I'm like Walt Disney without money. You know what I mean? But yeah.
So
4 out of 5,
So
by the way.
4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Pacific Rim, for those of you guys who don't know, is a kaiju movie. It's basically giant robots fighting giant monsters, and it's awesome as hell. But the thing that I keep referencing is the concept of being drift compatible, which
Yeah.
in the movie, the robots are so large that the pilots have to share the load of like piloting it
Mhm.
like mentally.
Yeah.
So they enter what's called the drift, where if two people are drift compatible, they can literally get inside one another's brains
Mhm.
and think together so that
Yeah.
they could pilot this thing effectively. So, my question to you is, what is something that like a potential partner or a friend can do to indicate, oh, this person may be drift compatible with me? Because in the movie, the two main characters fight, and the guy's like, I could tell just how you fight. We are drift compatible.
Mhm. I mean, I have a generic answer, but if something funny would be a specific answer. Um,
Yeah, give me your generic answer first.
Generic answer to find somebody who's drift compatible is just a sense of humor and an energy. Like
Uh-huh.
on a very basis level, you can be in a group with friends, and sometimes when you're drift compatible with somebody or you just gel, like you can just be in the same room, and then like if a joke happens or a remark or just the energy, like you two just get it. Like it's hard to
Yeah.
explain, but you just it's almost like you grew up in the same world in like, you know what I mean? Versus
Yeah.
like being with somebody where they just have no idea what you're talking about. Like when you're being satirical, in a sense.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
I think a specific example that I could give of somebody being drift compatible with me, if something happens, like something maybe kind of cringy, or if somebody's telling a story and they say something kind of out of pocket, if you and I can just look at each other
Mhm.
and silently have like a moment, to me, that is an indication we may be drift compatible.
Mm, I could see that. Just like that eye contact verification.
If I see a woman eating peanut butter and or jelly directly out of a jar with a spoon, that woman and I are drift
Drift
compatible.
compatible.
Yeah.
I wonder what my specific would be.
If I see you open up an Oreo, take a spoonful of peanut butter, drop it into that Oreo, put the top back on, and then eat it all in one bite with a little bit of milk, drift compatible.
Yeah, I don't know if I can think of a specific I don't know if I have a specific answer yet.
If you eat
Just keep going. Maybe, I don't know. Someone who doesn't get road rage is a good sign.
really? We
Yeah.
wouldn't be drift compatible. I don't think I get road rage. I definitely get road fucking angry.
Oh yeah. There's a guy in front of me today that it was 35 miles an hour on the road, which for if you're watching this podcast, guy, that's the speed you should be going at, right? This guy's going 5 miles per hour and he's going into a right-hand turn, no blinker, and just takes forever to the point where I'm like, dude, this is comical. Like there's people trying to turn left. There's people coming like outside, and everyone's staring at him. I can look in through their windows. And it's like that type of stuff to me, and I'm just like, but I don't get angry. It's just like,
Yeah.
who are you?
I get angry at that because it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Because I'm already, if I have to get in a car and drive somewhere, I'm already being inconvenienced.
That's how you look
You
at
know
it.
what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
like if the fact that we live in a world where I have to have a car to get around like 99% of the time, that already puts me in a place where like nothing bad better happen to me, or I swear to God, I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah. I mean,
Like if something were to happen to me on public transportation, I'd be like, well, at
yeah.
least I'm not driving.
Right. Really?
Yeah. Walkable cities, man. Make it happen.
I feel like I like the control of being in my own car though.
But like I'm saying, if you lived in a walkable city, one, you wouldn't need to drive everywhere. Two, if you wanted to drive, there would be less people on the road because a lot of people can walk or take the train.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like walkable cities make public transportation, just like getting around in general, way
Do you have elbows, Kat? I genuinely don't know if your cat has elbows.
he likes it when I stretch him like that.
He's always like this every single time you pick him up.
Here,
You look like
I'll,
he's guilty.
yeah.
Just like, there you go. There's the bend. That's what I was looking for. What a cutie. Dude, I've been seeing. I wanted your take on this because I have nonstop been seeing this trend on TikTok.
Trend.
Yes, it's basically a husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, and they're both eating. And
Oh, is it okay? Whoa, go ahead.
the woman is usually trying to keep up with the pace of the man, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I did see a reversal of the guy trying to keep up with the girl, and he was getting so mad because it was taking so long. So my question is, why do you think men and women eat at different speeds?
That's a really interesting observation.
Yeah.
I feel like that's definitely generally true because I have known a lot of women in my life who eat really fucking slow.
Yeah.
My sister used to, I'm not exaggerating even a little bit. It would be like an hour and a half for her to finish one plate.
Oh my.
And part of it was like she would take a bite. This is her eating. Be on her phone for like 10 minutes, and then take one more bite. And it's like,
Jeez.
how are you feeling sustenance right now?
Yeah.
Like when I eat, I'm trying to quickly get all of the food
Yeah.
into my body because one, I'm having fun eating, and two, I just want this to be in my system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. For me, I actually have a reason why I eat faster. Like, I'm not
Why?
saying yours is invalidated. I'm just saying, like, I have a memory of what caused it.
Okay.
So I used to hang out with a group of friends, and the person that would drive all of us would eat insanely fast. So continue to hang out with them, you had to pick up your pace. Otherwise, this was the type of person that would legitimately leave you, go to the store, go do something else, come back and pick you up, but you have to then wait.
It's kind of shitty.
Very, very much so. So I guess at a certain point, I just like, I put all my points in the eating speed or something.
Yeah.
But like now when I eat, I'm not trying to be anywhere, and it's not even a conscious thing of like, oh, I want to get this down, I want to eat this. It's
Yeah.
more so just like, this tastes good, I'm gonna chew and swallow, and I'm gonna take another bite.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like, and I can have something playing in the background while I'm doing it, so like I don't have to use my hands for anything else. So like, if my hands aren't doing anything, they might as well be feeding me.
I don't understand why the women in those videos have such a hard time. Like,
I don't either.
because it's like, I see you struggling, but why are you struggling?
Yeah.
Just chew. Just
Yeah.
eat it. Just swallow it. Like,
I did see one guy that was just tanking food, and I was like, okay, now this is a legitimate like concern, because he had like, it would look like a chicken salad or something, and he had a fork, and this dude, like, he'd put a full mouthful, chew like 3 times, put another and I'm like, I feel bad for this girl because she's like trying to keep up with this guy that's like Joey Chestnut's
yeah.
successor.
I have to like, whenever I'm on a date with somebody, I have to do the thing where like I eat at their pace, because otherwise
Oh,
I'll
okay.
just finish way, way faster than them.
You're just like, so you ready to go?
Yeah. Well, also I'm a question person too. And when you're talking, you can't eat. So like what ends up happening is I'm just like, oh yeah, so like what's it like being, an assistant supervisor
Mhm.
to at a GameStop or whatever.
Mhm.
Um And they're like, well, it's what it is, really, and the whole time I'm just like,
trying to finish before they finish answering.
So like they're talking and I'm eating, and then when it's like when the end of their answer, I look at their food and I'm like, dang, this girl has had one bite and I'm halfway done.
And you're asking her questions, so she doesn't have time to eat.
Yeah.
So it's even harder. Yeah. That's actually that's an interesting point you bring up about like matching the pace of your date. I've never really noticed a big issue in like the difference in pacing and stuff, but that is like a good thing to be conscious of, I guess, because I think in certain experiences that I've had, like a lot of times people don't want to eat on a date and or people are self-conscious about it. So if you're like eating faster and they already don't really want to eat in front of you, it like makes it even worse. You know?
I've heard of that. Like some people are like they don't want to eat in front of somebody.
Yeah.
That shit is weird.
Yeah, I'll eat.
I
Well,
think
dude, mukbangs though,
that's different though. That's
it is
eating
way different.
for an audience.
It's pretty
That's
eating
like,
for everybody.
that's eating as a performance.
Yeah.
Have you are you a mukbang person? You ever get that? I don't get it.
No, because dude, someone brought up a really good point in a video I was watching where they said watching a mukbang is like watching somebody like please themselves. And I was like, it kind of is, dude. Like I feel like I shouldn't be here.
Yeah. It's like edging, but for food.
Yeah, and it's
You're
just
just
like
edging yourself with food.
yeah, but like I don't know, just like the sounds and the mics that they pick.
They do that shit on purpose. It does sort of feel like a little bit of a sexual thing.
And it's too intimate. It's like, why am I hearing your atoms like in your molecules? It's way
Yeah.
too much.
I can
Close the
hear
noise gate,
vibrations from the
please.
electrons.
Yeah, like work on some EQ or something, man. This is too much.
What was that one dude? Something avocado.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think it was Nico. Mikado?
Nikado avocado.
Yeah,
What the fuck was that, man?
that dude
Like,
probably made so much money.
is he still making content?
I don't know.
I hope he's doing okay. Because
Yeah.
every clip I saw of him was just him like hysterically crying while eating
Yeah.
the reddest food I've
Yeah.
ever seen.
Oh my god, like those.
He was eating food that was like dyed with like paint.
Yeah. I noticed that too with like spicy eating channels. It's just like every week the goal is to eat a food that's more red. Like it has nothing to do with the spice. It's like the thumbnail is progressively getting more and more red.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like I can't even see the guy in the thumbnail anymore. Like,
It's just so saturated.
yeah. Giddy.
Dude, I don't know, man. Like maybe it's just me getting older, but like I don't want to eat something that red.
Yeah.
Like if
Oh,
a
yeah.
color doesn't really exist in nature, I don't want to put it in my body as much. Like you ever eat something and it's like, why is this blue?
Yeah. Like pizza. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with that food, I
Except
think.
blue cheese. I do fucking love some blue cheese.
Yeah, I could never. I don't know if I ever really gave it a true shot. There's like some foods where it's just like I don't know. I don't want to get into it because there's certain like have you ever been watching like a podcast or a show or something and you're eating and they're talking about something that you don't want to hear about while you're eating? I don't want to be that podcast.
I'm one of those people who will eat really anything. And that is actually maybe my pettiest like red flag. Like
Hmm.
if a girl is a picky eater, no. Hard line.
Yeah.
Cuz like what do you mean you're a picky eater? Be an adult. Just eat it.
Yeah, that's true, dude. When you're a kid,
Like
when you're a kid, you get a little bit of slack because it's just like
yeah,
your taste buds aren't developed. But as an
uh-huh.
adult, it's like, come on, man.
Exactly. Like we're we're at a nice restaurant right now. What do you mean chicken tenders?
Yeah, it's not slop they're serving you.
I don't know, man. Like I just feel like there's so many foods to experience that if you I go to a restaurant and I try and get something new every time.
I'd like to say the same, but I usually stick to like what I think's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Because they'll like this is the thing that's annoying about trying something new. Sometimes it's like it'll sound good in theory, or
Sometimes it doesn't hit.
it's just good enough for your friend to have a bite from your friends, but it's not good enough to order.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that's the battle that I struggle with when trying something new. Is I'm like, will a bite or two of this be good, or can I be fulfilled?
Uh-huh.
You know.
Yeah.
But I salute the people that try new stuff all the time. I used to have a friend that would always get something new. Say we'd go to like the quick store or whatever. Like we'd go to like a
Uh-huh.
7-Eleven and we would get like energy drinks or Gatorades or whatever. They would always get like the new flavor. And I'd be like, dude, that's sick. Like I respect that. But am I gonna go with the same thing? No, I'm gonna get fruit punch because I know I love it. You know?
See, I feel like being an adventurous eater is like the easiest way to introduce like something new into your life.
Oh, for sure. That's
What's
why
the,
I don't know. What?
no, why,
I'm
why,
sorry.
why?
That was actually super rude of me to just be like, what? What were you gonna say though?
I was just gonna say
What?
like what's another way to like introduce new experiences into your life that's like as low stakes as just like ordering something new off the menu. I feel like
Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
do something. I feel like do something like if you're a guy, do something femme.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's another way to like easily like just experience something new. Like if you've never painted your nails, paint your nails.
Yeah. That's a way to
Or like
like just level up like your essence or like
yeah,
I mean there's because when you open up to something that you're not like it's not a norm or you're not used to, you expand your taste, you expand like your knowledge, and you
uh-huh.
can still pick and choose. It doesn't like you don't have to force something because you don't want to, but like to at least be an open idea. Like having an open mindset is one of like the best things I think you can go through life with,
Yeah.
because it's just like you can experience so much more, and then you can have more to talk about with people.
And you don't even have to like it, man.
Right.
Like just if you try something new, then you can contribute to the conversation.
Yeah. Exactly. And I've
I've read
definitely grown towards that as I've gotten older.
I've read a lot of books just like totally out of like, well, I haven't read something like this before.
Yeah.
Like I read the fairy porn book kind of like for that.
Right. And
Side.
just take
it's
20 minutes to convince somebody to try new stuff, and then you're like, it's whatever. I wish I wouldn't
that's
have.
it's
Imagine.
fine. You know
Yeah,
what I
kind of
mean?
regret it.
I actually I finished it the other day.
Oh,
I
really?
finished the first book. Dude, let me actually, yeah, can I get this out of my system
Yeah.
actually?
Yeah.
Cuz I read this book on the strength of two recommendations basically.
Hmm.
Partially, and this is the minor one, on the recommendation of the TikTok algorithm because those books are very popular amongst like the book talk girlies.
Hmm.
Um and my roommate read it. That's the main recommendation that I read it off.
Hmm.
She told me you should read this book. It's pretty interesting.
Hmm.
I'm going to tell you, dude, the first 31 chapters of that book are fucking garbage. They are so bad, dude.
How many chapters are there?
There's like 42.
So 70% of the
Most
book
of
is
the
bad.
book, it's probably not 42, but like most of the book is bad.
Hmm.
Not even bad, just boring. Like she spends way the whole book just spends way too fucking long doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like nothing really happens, and then finally, like a third, like the last 100 pages, basically the entire book happens.
Hmm. That's frustrating.
It's so like she gets it's like the last act where
Hmm.
like there's a point where like she goes home and she's like, no, I can't go home, I love this guy, And then she comes back, and that's when the book actually gets interesting somewhat.
Mhm.
But okay, this is going to be the spoiler portion of my review.
Okay, let's hear it.
There's a concept in the book called mating that they introduce in like chapter 26,
Mhm.
where if two fairies are mated, like they realize that they are one another's mate, it is such a strong bond and connection that even if those two fairies are married to other people, they have to be together. Like,
Hmm.
that's how strong a mating bond is. So it sets up that, and there's a couple of other references to, like, yeah, mating is for real. The main character talks about the male interest, the love interest, the entire fucking book. And she's like, oh my God, I love him so much. This is the sun and the stars move with the motions in his eyes, and spring does not sprung until he decides. She loves this guy. And then in the last 5 fucking pages of the book, she's like, but there's this other guy. And it's so fucking stupid because it's sort of implied that, like, ooh, what if they're mated? And it's like, oh my God, this book fucking is so mid.
You know what's so frustrating about that is I get it if 75% of your life is boring because you work in an office and you got to pay bills,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But if you're writing a creative book,
Yeah.
there are no bounds.
The book starts with her killing a giant fairy wolf, and it's boring. How did you do that?
And this book is like beloved.
It's very popular, partially because of like the spice.
Yeah.
Like the book talk girlies are like, is the book spicy? And they're like, it is spicy. This one, it's like, it's definitely horny.
It's like mild sauce though.
But it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not enough to make it a good book.
Right.
I've heard the second one is better. So in about a month, I'll give you my review of that one.
How many books are there? A
I
bunch?
think there's like 5.
Dude.
There might be 6. Actually, might be 7, but I think one of them is. This is another thing that frustrates me. So I could definitely be misremembering, but apparently the way this series goes is there's the first 4 books, and then there's a spin-off book, and then which that makes the 5th book, and then the 6th book references heavily the spin-off book, and then I think there's 6 books,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think the last book is written from a different character's perspective of the same events.
Oh, they're just
So
milking money.
I don't know, man. I could be wrong about that, but that's my understanding of it.
I'm gonna take what you say as fact. I'm not gonna research.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what like makes me laugh about like podcasts and stuff when people are like fact checking it. It's like, dude, you're listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
Like, you know what you got
Anything
into.
Yeah. Anything that's said on a podcast is inherently flawed information.
Yeah. Like, that's what we're here for.
Bad misinformation, man.
Dude. Oh god, we're gonna get demonetized. I have to blur that whole sentence. Dude, you know what's been on my this has been on my For You page. I haven't even been on TikTok a lot recently, but like when I do find something interesting, I write it down in my notes just because it's so like bizarre. But what has been hilariously populating my FYP recently is the top 10 birds with aura. Like, and
Is it
I don't
just
know.
birds that got drip?
Yeah. Who do you think would be number 1?
Is it like a common bird?
Yeah.
I feel like the raven is kind of drippy.
That's
Or
a
like
great
crow.
guess. Is that your answer?
Yes, just because I don't know.
Yeah. Right. Well, on this particular list, it was number 3. So that's a great guess.
The crow?
Yeah, the crow or the raven.
Yeah.
But number 1 was bald eagle. which kind of makes sense.
No shot, dude.
I would say it's between those two for sure.
No, bald eagles look like thumbs, man. They're the cops of the bird world.
Yeah.
They hell no. A bald eagle does not have drip. I would put a flamingo over a bald eagle. Eagle.
Yeah. I don't know.
They're weird looking, man. Especially if you look at them straight on.
What letter of the alphabet do you think has the most aura? If you had to just go by looks, as if there's anything else.
That's a good question.
Which letter has the most
Which letter
aura?
of the alphabet has the most aura? Say it at the same time.
Which letter of the alphabet has the most aura?
Yeah. Say it at the same time.
Okay. I repeated it. I'm so stupid. All right, let me think. Oh, I got it. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
X.
Oh, yes, dude.
We're drift compatible.
Drift compatible, dude. It was either X or Z for me.
I could see that.
Z is a very strong contender, but like, I don't know, X, dude. It's got a lot of sharp edges, a lot of triangles.
Yeah.
I feel like X like walks into a party like silently.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care.
But people notice.
Yeah.
The the group of girls that everybody's been looking at is like, X is here.
Oh my god.
It's and X. Like what and like M has like been hoping that X would arrive. Yeah. And then Z sees X come in and he's like, what the fuck is X doing here, bro?
Yeah. I feel like X, the only letter that X could like match with energy wise would be Q. I think X and Q. I think
Q is like the nerdy girl that's like
really
hot. Yeah.
I would think Q would be like the elegant, like, oh, no, that's Q.
Because Q's always Q has to go, she doesn't go out unless she's there with you either, though. That's the thing.
I mean,
Q's definitely like an introvert, but U is an extrovert who brings her everywhere.
Who would be like the baddie then of the party?
Maybe B.
B's got. Yeah, B's kind of thick.
Yeah.
That's true. You know what letter I would? You know what later? Wait, I'm trying to think.
Or P too. P maybe.
There's a letter that
P's
I was
just
looking at. Yeah, P. You know what letter kind of pisses me off? R is kind of annoying. It's just like it's like a branch.
R. It's too much.
Yeah.
R.
Like, what are you doing? Pick a direction.
R is a try hard.
Also, J kind of makes me angry because it's like you think you can just take what I's been doing for years and add a little swoop.
Yeah, Jay wishes they were. Jay's a fuckboy for real.
Like I's just like chilling, and then Jay's like, "But look at this." You know what I mean? Like
Jay
you're doing too much.
Like Jay is I's friend, who just like clearly gets jealous of the attention that I gets because I's a vowel.
Yeah,
already
true.
Some importance there.
Jay's like the type of person that like says the joke louder to try to get a laugh, and later it's like, dude, we already laughed.
Oh man, fucking Jay.
Yeah.
Who's another hot girl? Who's another hot letter?
S, dude.
Ooh. Some curves.
S goes crazy.
Yeah.
Like she was S
was
like
knows she's hot too.
Yeah, but it's kind of okay because it's just like you're so bad. I don't even care.
Yeah. Just like, god damn.
Yeah. How are letters even the person that came up with the alphabet, dude? Like, imagine like sitting in a room and you're just like making noises with your mouth and you're drawing a little picture for every noise.
Isn't that so weird? That like there's only 26 letters in our alphabet. Every sound that you and I have the capacity to make is made up of those letters.
If you could right now make up a word that doesn't have every letter in the alphabet. So if you had to make a sound and letters couldn't spell it, what sound would you make?
Probably like Probably like Qua.
QWA.
Fuck.
I'm gonna spell it if you make it. Thinking so hard.
So juvenile.
You know what I would do? I would do like someone like throwing up. Hey, it's not even picking it up.
I can't do anything.
Like, what is that? Like, what? Spell that.
EUGH.
Maybe. Or is that just Sounds like an alien. Oh man. It's always funny to me when I see like a TikTok and it's like somebody makes like a weird noise and then people will spell it and it almost always is like pretty damn close. And it's so good.
I forget that like letters came after language.
Oh, like
you know what
communication?
I mean? Yeah, like we were talking and then somebody was like, we got to figure out how to write this shit down.
Yeah.
Isn't that so writing is pretty recent.
Like it was like the 2.0 update.
Yeah, writing was like the communication DLC.
That was free though.
Yeah, it was free. That's back when the developers cared about the game.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that? The whole like Earth IRL bit. I think it's like a Reddit where like people will be like, I'm level 21. I finally got access to the alcoholic storyline. Does anybody know of any potential downsides to following the quest?
I like
that. People will respond and be like, the alcoholic storyline could definitely be fun and interesting, but it locks you out of the happy family storyline. so proceed with caution.
I like that. If you're gonna dive into a joke like that or a bit, well, it's probably not a bit to them, but like if you're gonna dive into that world, you might as well commit.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about this earlier this week. I feel like the closest thing you can become without being a serial killer is a chiropractor.
You're draw that line for me.
Because I feel like they're like, to me, they're like legal serial killers in a way. Because it's just like they'll say the magic words are like, take a deep breath in, and then they're about to murder your family. Like when you see those guys in those medieval neck braces, and they're just scared for their life. Like
chiropractors are fucking. You got to sign a waiver that basically says, hey, if I kill you, you have to promise to be cool about it.
Yeah, don't mess up. You promise you won't mess up the vibe.
Dude, dude, this is my bag. Like if you end up paralyzed, you can't fuck this up for me. Like, yeah.
Please don't scare the hose if I get in my bag.
If I accidentally make it so you can't move your arms, please be chill. That's so weird. It's weird that waivers are a thing, that you can sign a waiver and somebody could be like, yeah, you could ride this roller coaster, but if you fucking die,
yeah,
nobody could do anything about it.
Talk about the biggest red flag to doing anything. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And we signed that shit, man.
Oh like, yeah, blindly.
I'll be chill. If you kill me, it's cool. My family doesn't need any compensation.
Yeah. I don't need a neck. I don't need motor skills or my neck.
Yeah.
I'll do this.
Have you seen that surgery that some dudes will get where they'll get like metal rods implanted into their leg bones
to become like 2 inches taller?
To become taller. Yeah. Yeah. You got to sign a waiver for that shit. And they're like, hey, listen, man, if you look like Slender Man, you can't be weird about it.
A waiver is literally the visual representation of a waiver is just
putting your hands up.
Yeah, it's not my fault.
Yeah,
I warned him. You know what I mean? That's
I
crazy.
that shit blows my mind. The taller.
That's Frankenstein type stuff,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Like,
like
we're gonna take a bone and just jam it in you. Like,
yeah.
you're gonna be in pain for months, and it's gonna probably ruin your life.
Dude, for years.
But
That shit is fucking your body's not supposed to be like that, man.
yeah,
You're all disproportionate now.
let's take
You're
let's take his let's take his forearm bone and just attach it to his fibula.
yeah.
Be like
Their
6'9".
arms look all fucking all frumpy too. Like it looks weird. It looks like your arms are shorter than they're supposed to be.
Right. Yeah, you should have to
Although
have long arms to do it
recently
and be
I
chill.
was I yeah.
Sorry.
Recently I was like I had a moment where I was like, man, bodies are odd.
Mhm.
I was hanging out with a friend of mine who's like a taller woman,
I was doing a lobotomy.
and she's like close to my height. She's like maybe 2, 3 inches shorter than I am.
Okay.
But we sat down next to each other, and I have I have like most of my height is in my legs, right?
Mhm.
But most of her height is in her torso.
Mhm.
So standing up, I'm like a solid 3 inches taller than her. But sitting down next to each other, I'm like an inch and a half shorter than her.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it was like, oh, this is weird. This is
Yeah.
my body is different.
Yeah, what did you think in that moment? Were you just like
There was a moment, I'll be honest, of insecurity in my heart.
you're like, "Is
A
my
moment.
torso too short?" She's like, "What? What was
Yeah.
that?" Nothing. Nothing. You wanna get sushi?
Nothing. I said, yeah. Uh this tortoise is hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Like,
I don't know. I was trying
yeah.
to think of a lie that sounds like
I don't
torso
know,
is
it's
shorter
fucking
than
stupid.
I'm embarrassed.
Nothing's
Yeah.
funnier than someone getting embarrassed and like self-talking to themselves like that.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. It's stupid.
Yeah. It's fine.
That is pretty. I actually, now that you say that, I'm wondering. Okay, let me see. If I stand up, do I have long legs or is my torso longer? Okay,
You're definitely a longer legs guy.
really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
New insecurity unlocked.
I don't know. Well, I don't have anything to compare it to, so I'm kind of chill right now.
So when I was in high school, somebody told me I was like playing baseball, and somebody told me you run like a horse, and I was like, thanks. That's something I didn't know I needed to be insecure about,
Oh,
but
dude, those are the
now I am.
worst. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went on the Face app the other day and just enlarged my my nose to the max. And I was like, wow, this changes a lot.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like for some people, and you can comment down below if you have one of these, there are some features that kind of save your like conventional attractiveness.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Like a
something
nose.
carries. Yeah. Like for me, I think my nose kind of carries. I think if I had a huge nose, I mean, I saw the Face app. It's not looking good. Like I might have
Yeah.
to do a cameraless podcast.
Like I think that the nose is something that defines your face so much too, though.
It
Like because
does.
it literally sticks out from your face.
It's the center point of maybe
Yeah.
gravity.
What's like what's like
What's
the
your biggest insecurity? Let's let's point it
you're,
out.
for real? I'll give you mine. Mine is my teeth.
Mine were right before I got Invisalign.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine were fucked.
My I think well just because like teeth is one of those things that like you can't really do anything about, man, unless you have like literally thousands of
I
dollars.
know.
Um, but I actually recently, like maybe the beginning, actually a year ago, like this month, I got dental insurance that I could finally afford dental insurance. And
Ooh.
I started taking care of my teeth, and that's like been a really like I genuinely feel better about myself. And
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, dude, it is fucking crazy that like most people don't like maybe not most people, but a lot of people cannot afford the shit.
It's expensive, dude. Like I've been going through not a battle, but just like trying to deal with health insurance and dental and all
Yeah.
that the past couple of months. So I definitely feel for that. Um, yeah,
Although I
dude.
will say, like I went to the dentist, and this very sweet older dental assistant was she asked me like, when was the last time you came to the dentist? And I was like, it's been probably about 8 or 9 years since I was able to come.
8 or 9 years?
Yeah, well, because like I couldn't afford, I like as a teenager couldn't afford dental insurance, and
Right.
then it wasn't until like I got my job that I could like actually afford like health insurance, dental insurance, and
Yeah.
everything.
Right.
And she was like, you know what? Um, she goes, it's definitely not as bad as like other people I've seen.
Trying to comfort.
Yeah, she goes, but you're going to need some work. I
Yeah.
was like, thank you for being gentle about
Yeah.
this. Well, because like it's not like I had like anything crazy. It's just like I had a couple of cavities,
Yeah.
and like I needed to get like I needed to have like some minor dental surgery
Did
to
you
like
have to
take
get
care of them.
any deep gum cleaning?
Not deep gum cleaning, no.
Oh,
That
that's
because I've
good.
always been pretty good about like flossing.
Right. So you didn't go to get cleanings at the dentist, but you still took care of yourself.
I took care of my teeth because, dude, when you're broke, shit gets way more expensive.
Oh yeah.
So like when you can't afford to go to the dentist, if your teeth get like fucked up, that is like either life altering or like, well, I guess in another way life altering, but like you got to go into debt. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
It's like to take care of that shit. So
Yeah.
I was always very aware and very afraid of that.
Mhm.
That's actually the same reason why I never like did any like hard drugs, because I was like, I can't afford to fucking like,
My
you know what
dentist
I
is gonna
mean?
be pissed.
Yeah,
Like what?
I can't do coke. I don't have the money.
Right, right. Yeah, that is. I mean, dude, dental stuff. It's. I used to be really scared of it as a kid.
I want to
Um,
clarify that's not the only reason I didn't do hard drugs. Like,
I think mine for a big portion of my life was probably just my hair and like my hair, my head, like
uh-huh.
forehead combined because I didn't know how to like. I didn't know what bangs were apparently for like 20 years. And yeah, it was just like so hard to ever get a haircut because it's so funny because I saw like a video about this where it's like when you show the barber a picture of a guy who's really hot and you're thinking that you're gonna come out like him. Like
Yeah,
that was me
yeah,
my
yeah.
whole teenage years. Like
Uh-huh.
I was like, make me look like this. And he's like, I just have
Yeah.
clippers, man. Like
You're the wrong race, height, and everything else.
this is Shaquille O'Neal. Like,
Yeah.
oh damn it.
It's like that guy's hair is longer than yours.
Yeah, right, right. But yeah.
Yeah, dude. I truly think that like anybody, where the hell did I hear this? Anybody could be a 7. Any guy
Yeah.
can be a 7.
Yeah. And every
Um,
woman's a 10.
and every woman is a 10,
Yep.
genuinely.
Yep.
Um, just dude, just figure out what looks good on your face. Figure out what looks good on your head.
Mhm.
Go for long walks, maybe work out a
Mhm.
little bit.
Yeah.
You're gonna you take a shower. That's honestly, man, have good hygiene
That's
and
everything to
get a
start.
good haircut. You are way ahead of a lot of guys. That's
Yeah.
the benefit of the bar for men being very low.
Yeah. Dude, there are so many little things that I've picked up on to like I hate saying improve my appearance, but for me, I won't say it on other people, but for me it was like an improvement, right?
Yeah.
For me it felt like I was becoming, a better version of myself. So like just trimming like your face like regularly or using like whitening mouthwash, flossing, getting a good hairstyle, like you said, hygienic, like deodorant, buying a nice cologne that fits you, right? Like
Mhm.
your aroma or whatever. Um, Another thing that I did like within the past like 2 years, I shave my armpits like under my arms, and that dude, that's like life changing.
Shave, like, what do
Not
you mean
full
shave?
clean shave, but like
Like you'll trim down?
pretty dang close,
Yeah,
like a
you need to, bro,
three.
because otherwise your deodorant's not gonna work as much.
Yeah, and like I never really liked the way it like stuck out. It just felt
Uh-huh.
like I don't know. It felt like I was looking at the Erd tree in Elden Ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like somebody
Yeah.
needs to trim that.
Yeah, exactly. And there was no gold there. But yeah, man, just hygiene. And then dude, once you get your hygiene down, Oh yeah, clipping nails is a big one, dude.
Yeah.
And once you get your hygiene down, learning how to dress and like what colors work, like
Uh-huh.
all you have to do is just look up different styles of men, find which one fits your like version, because everyone has like either your street look, your like hip, or maybe you're like preppy, and then you just look at what the models are wearing. Like, what colors are they combining?
I also have somebody put me on to this what is it called? It's called My Colors. You basically just like upload a picture of yourself and then
Yeah.
based off the color of your eyes, skin and hair, it'll give you like a palette. So I'm a deep winter palette. So
Ooh,
that's
I'm gonna need
that's like
that.
mostly like neutral colors and then pinks, blues and greens I look really good in.
Hmm.
And I wore a lot of like blacks, browns, and blues, but I didn't wear a lot of green. And
Yeah.
I recently like started getting some green clothes, and I've been getting a lot of compliments.
Hmm.
Because I just didn't know like
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
colors look good on me.
Yeah.
But yeah, my colors. That's a recommendation I have for you guys trying to learn how to dress.
Is it an app?
Yeah, it's an app.
Okay.
You just upload a picture of yourself and it
Butt
gives you
ass
your palette.
naked. Me
Yeah.
uploading.
Up-
What looks good? I think you you missed the form, but yeah, like for me too, like I've kind of gone through the same thing. I've learned that like for me, like brown was such an underrated color for me for so
yeah.
long, and I
Earth
put it
tones, man.
on. Yeah, earth tones. Like I need to buy more army green, like cream. Yeah, everything like because like I used to buy the like really loud colors, and I feel like you have to
Mhm.
have a specific look and tan. I have the gamer complexion,
Yeah.
so it's just like, dude, it's clashing so hard. I look like an idiot.
I think like really bold colors look good when they're paired with like an otherwise muted
Yeah.
uh outfit. Like I'll wear like black jeans,
Yep.
black jacket, black shoes with like a pink shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the contrast cuz that's all man, that's all anything is. It's just about contrast.
Yeah. It
Like
really
just
is.
creating contrast or like creating like a lack of contrast.
Yeah.
I'll
Color
also say
palettes.
monochrome is like I dig that too. Like I'll throw on like a light brown shirt, some like brown khakis or cargos,
Hmm.
and like a textured jacket, and that's a fit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. That's like one of the best compliments I ever received is like based on style. Like that sticks with you when you get complimented on your style because it's like it's your decision to wear it. You have to find something that fits you. And then once someone notices that and like puts forth effort to like mention it to you, it's just like, oh damn, like it's working. Like I'm doing something right if people like it.
Yeah.
So
I'll also say I think it's unfortunate that like a lot of guys look at style and fashion as something that's like inherently feminine.
oh yeah, yeah.
I think that man, dude, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
You just can't look at it like that. Like
Yeah.
it's just you're missing out on so much, man. Just like
I
sorry, I was
good.
gonna mention the last thing is just like decorating like a room or a house. Like that's
Yeah.
feminine, but that's what they
Yeah.
view it as, and it's like, dude, you could. There's reasons why there's memes about a mattress laying on the floor, with nothing on the wall. But yeah,
I I wish I could get more into like the fashion scene. Like I follow a lot of like really cool fashion accounts on TikTok, but like that feels like an expensive hobby, man.
yeah, it definitely can be because here's the thing: is you'll never have enough. Like when you want to
Yeah.
dress nice or have fashion, like a good fashion sense, it feels like you always can use another neutral color of pair of pants or another jacket or another t-shirt. Like it's just never ending. So it's definitely expensive, but I think you just have to be very disciplined in how you spend money because clothes, dude. I mean, I had a cart that had like 200 or 300 items in it,
Damn.
and I'm just like, I'm not gonna buy all this,
Yeah.
but I like it.
the good thing about clothes is at least like you're gonna use them. You know,
Yeah.
like if I buy a jacket and I wear that jacket, if I buy $100 jacket, wear that jacket 20 times, I paid $5 to wear that jacket every time.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, I got my money's worth, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good way to think about it. You definitely do. It makes me angry though when I bought these Calvin Klein briefs, and the fact that 2 of them have holes in them, and I've only had them for like less than a year. I'm just like, bro.
I will say the other thing that like sort of bums me out is when like I get some clothes and my taste changes.
Oh yeah.
Like I was pretty into crop tops like a
Same.
year ago.
Same.
And now I don't wear a crop top.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I look at them and I'm just like, I wore that. Like,
yeah, why did I buy
it
that?
didn't really fit me. What was I thinking?
You're gonna have some misses, man.
Yeah. I had a loud miss. It was those.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were one of the people that commented on them. There were these like shorts that had roses on them and white stripes. You remember those? Yeah, I had like these black shorts and they had pink roses and like stripes on them. And I remember you gave the most like obvious, what are you doing, man? But you didn't say that. You were like, I really wish I could like remember the direct quote, but it was something all along the lines of like, what are those?
No shot. I don't think I would say. I think if I saw something like that, I was like, I would probably say something along the lines of like, yeah, man, I wish I could pull something like that off. Like I can't.
That's even worse because then the person thinks that they can pull it off.
Well, I don't know. You never want to tell somebody like, yo, man, your fit is weak.
Yeah. Especially if they're just getting into fashion. So
I wish you remembered what I said. I'm so curious.
I know. I'll text you if I remember, but I don't know, man. I think do whatever you want. Like, at the end of the day, who cares?
Do something. Try something new.
Try something new. Wear something nice. Treat yourself
Go to the gym.
well. Treat yourself well.
Yeah. Read a book. That's a big one.
You could. I have a book that's due. It's been due for 2 months. I just keep renewing it because I just can't get to it.
Yeah, reading is whatever, man. Reading is cringe and gay. Like,
that's what someone said about Pinterest the other day. I'm like, dude, Pinterest has given me so many options to dress well and film stuff. It's incredible.
Yeah. Like, I was actually having a conversation about like art with the girl we were staying with this weekend because she's a model. Okay. And we were talking about like photography and art and stuff. And I was telling her about like, because the town I live in is not a very like artistic. There's like a lot of like artists here who like definitely like try and, create a scene for themselves, but by and large, it's not a very artistic community. And I was telling her like, yeah, man, like I dig art and I dig like being a part of the art community, but like, I don't know. At the end of the day, art is still cringe and gay. like, and it's never gonna like. It's hard to change people's mind about that because they're like, I'm not gonna listen to you. You do cringe and gay shit.
Yeah, but like, that's whatever. I don't know. Cringe and gay is like the new cool. It kind of is.
Yeah, in an odd way, you're not lying.
Like if you think about it, it's kind of sick. It's kind of a vibe.
So that's our advice for the episode. Go to the gym, get a good haircut, be cringe.
Oh man. All right. Well,
on that note.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening to the 10th episode of the Be Serious podcast. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. Make sure to rate us 5 stars on Spotify. Please, if you listen to this podcast and you enjoy it, please rate it. And thank you guys for listening. We'll see you guys on episode 11. Follow all the socials. They'll be on the screen. They'll be under the video. If they're not, yell at me. Thank you guys. We'll see you next week for another episode. Peace.
Peace out.